Hi everyone. I see that I have somebody who's come on, so please don't be shy and say hello. Oh, Hal and Harry on the prairie. Hi. Thank you for coming on. Oh, Jim Timber. Hi there. Yeah, I bet it's late in Poland. I'm a little bit late. I slept in. It's about 10:45 a.m. or something. I did plan to come on at 10, but I slept in, as you do on a Saturday morning. So Hal and Harry and Jim Timber too. Good evening, I should probably say to all of you. Oh yes, I understand that, yeah. I don't know, fixing supper. So what time is it there for you, Hal and Harry, and you, Jim? And I did plan to be outside today, but the weather's changed. Oh, dumped by snow. Wow. So the weather here today has been raining, and I'd have to have a look what it is. I think it's 59 degrees. So it has warmed up a little bit, but yeah, it's still a bit wet. Oh, 1 in the morning and you're soaking wet, Jim. Oh, what have you been doing? So I see there's 4 dropped in now, so don't be shy. Say hello and make yourself known. And please give a thumbs up on the way in if you can, because that will help my numbers. And I've only got the 1 video out so far this week. I've got another one that I edited. Oh, hi Dustin. Bushcraft Tools, hi. You're shy? I don't know about that. But yeah, I did watch your wonderful redo of the Saxon shelter. Shoveling snow and sweating, Jim. Excuse me. COVID cough. I shouldn't laugh about such a thing. Oh, hi, Hope for Life. Watching a movie here called The Giver. Well, that sounds interesting. I'm just drinking coffee and running a live stream. And it's definitely a good morning for coffee here at 59 degrees. And it's rather windy outside and raining. And there's even been thunder, so that's a bit of a change from earlier in the week. And earlier in the week we were looking at about 100 degrees. Oh, that movie sounds interesting, Dustin. Into the Wild. And I'm thinking, is that Dick Prenicky or something like that? Because I think I have seen it. I'm sure I've seen it. Yeah, great movie, Dustin. Yeah, it is a great movie. I've seen it, and I'm trying to think when and what it was about. I need to rewatch that one. Oh, iced coffee. No, it's actually, Jim, it's hot hot coffee. And it's that one which I've emptied the packet out, but I do have some more of that one. That's some Kapil Api Grande Java Latte from Indonesia. Just your packet 3-in-1, which is good when it's really, or when I'm really lazy. Oh, Mad Max now. We're talking about a real blast in the past there, aren't we? I think that came out in the 70s or something. I was only a little girl when it came out. But yeah, it was certainly, Mad Max was certainly an interesting and a great movie when it came out. 1979. Oh golly, yeah, I was only a little girl. Still in elementary school in those days, or primary school, or whatever you wish to call it. And I think we might have had to sneak to watch that one from memory, because obviously we weren't allowed. Oh, you're welcome, Hope for Life. Yeah, you're a bit older than me, Jim. I think I might have been about 8 or 9. Oh golly, that makes me old, doesn't it? Yeah. But no, I had to sneak to watch that one, and it's a bit like the first Terminator too. Had to sneak to watch that one. Oh yes, 3 years before you were born, Dustin. Yeah. Oh, you're an old fart now, Jim. Oh my golly. Well, somebody said you're only as old as what you feel. Oh, hi, Lisa. How's Beasley? Still a ball of energy, I bet. And thank you so much for your wonderful card. Oh, Lisa B. Sorry, I was thinking of somebody else. But yes, hi there, Lisa B. I'm just about to thank Walt and Lisa again for their lovely card that came just the other day. And could somebody please run Lisa B's channel link up here? Oh, your wife is 10 years younger, so you're feeling young, Jim. Well, that's one way to look on it. Although I bet sometimes on a hike or something, she makes you feel old. I know that when I go on a hike with somebody 10 years younger, that can make me feel rather old. Oh, you don't have any videos yet? Well, I'll look out to see when you do have some videos, Lisa, and I'll be really glad to have a look and drop a thumbs up and a subscribe and a share and a nice comment. And yeah, I've had to get off. Oh yeah, you're the one at the back of the hike, yeah. Yeah, that can happen, especially if you're hiking with people 10 or 20 years younger than you. But yeah, I've had to get off Facebook. I'm in Facebook jail at the moment. So, yeah, Facebook will be a bit... yeah, I'm not... As time goes on, I'm sort of getting a bit more and more tired of Facebook. It gets a bit much. Yes, well, that's true, Jim. Fast book, or I call it fake book. And actually, if it wasn't for a lot of you people on there and some groups I'm in. I would have left it long ago. It's a really toxic platform. Oh, hi, Karen. Yeah, well, today it's just 11:05 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And I did mean to start my live stream a little bit earlier, but you know, a Saturday morning, if I'm not really going out anywhere or doing anything, I can be a bit apt to sleep in. Yeah, and a happy Friday there, Karen. And, oh yeah, house face. No, she's still going on that thread. She's like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, you know, to call her out, that crap under no tree is like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps going and going and going and going and going. She's been going on that post for about 4 days now. Oh my goodness. And I only got onto that post because somebody asked me, oh, sort her out and curse her out properly. Yeah, I don't know if she has or she's not going at you like other people keep chipping in at her. It's sort of like running a tag team at her. And she's just still going at Edel. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, but you know, you're right, Jocelyn. She is a freak. She must have absolutely no life to be spending, you know, like 24 hours, 7 on Facebook, just going at this one particular post. But anyway, we probably should talk about something nice and not Facebook. Yeah, a bit messy here in the kitchen at the moment. You know how it is. I mean, I had originally planned to be outside and, well, there's no hope of that, and the wind noise would absolutely kill me anyway. And I actually saw oh yes, my Facebook name. Yeah, I have Facebook under my real name, Karen. Well, I have 2 accounts. I have one, Arielle Tjandruwati. That's my main account. And my second account is Anastasia Tjandruwati. Yeah, let's talk about favourite bands. Well, that's something nice. And yeah, far more interesting than Facebook. Oh, Jim, Midnight Oil. Well, that's a real blast from the past. And I mean that in a good way. And it's probably a time where more bands and more music was a lot more real instead of a lot of the mass-marketed rubbish that we see nowadays. Midnight Oil, now that was about the mid-90s, was it, Jim? Something like that? And ELO and Foreigner Karen. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't really have Ben Howard. I'm Here, Can't Stop This movie. But yeah, I don't really have any favourites anymore. I've lost touch. Diesel and Dust was the hit, 1987. Oh, yeah, well, we're talking about late 80s, yeah, well, yeah, I forgot when exactly the Oilers were all the go, Jim. I know it was a fair stretch of time back. But yeah, I've lost touch with a lot of music and bands. I mean, traveling so much, living in different countries and listening to different things. I mean, one of my favorites is a band called, they call themselves Noah now, but back in the day when I was living in Jakarta, they called themselves Peter Pan. And if you ever see that band, an Indonesian band, they have really terrific music. And they're still going, which is amazing. We're talking about, they were going late 90s, early 2000s, and still going today. And so that'd be one of my favourite bands from all time. I mean, yes, they usually sing in Indonesian, but I don't know, really good old-fashioned cruisy rock songs. So anyone else have some favourites as well that they want to talk about? It's almost welcome and interesting, and I always look for something new to check out too, so that's always a good thing. And I don't know what my sound quality is like on this, but I'm thinking of getting hold of a microphone. Oh, yes, my surname is from Indonesia, Jim. It's an Indonesian Dutch bastardization, I guess you could say. Yeah, I know this phone has a number of different microphones in it, and if I'm somewhere that's not windy and not moving around too much, it's probably not too bad. But if I'm outside, it can really vary, you know, depending on the wind noise or something. And I did see something Roland of Getting It Done North of 7 was talking about. And of course, it plugs into like your earphone port, but I don't have an earphone port on this phone, so apparently there's a Bluetooth version. Yeah, good night, Dustin. Thank you. And somebody please run Dustin's channel so that anyone else can check it out. But good night, Dustin, and thank you so much for dropping by. I so appreciate it. But yeah, this microphone, apparently there's a Bluetooth version, and it does come with a little sock or a dead cat that goes over it if there's a lot of wind noise, so I must look into that. You've scared them all away, Jim. I don't know about that. I think it's just the clock that's scared some away. Yeah, good night, Dustin. But yeah, I've been a bit slack with videos this week. It's the Kanga. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. What exactly you mean there, Jim? But you know, anyway, I probably should look into microphone. And apparently this microphone will work with cameras too, so that's good to know. But yeah, as I was saying, I've only got this duck video up this week, so I've been a bit slack. Although Friday or Thursday, whatever day it came, the Christmas card from Walt and Lisa and Beasley, I did film a mail call. Oh, now I've got it, Jim. Yes, yes. That's Roger the kangaroo. Yes, yeah, I have seen that photo picture, Jim. Yeah. Now I've got it. Arielle blur. So, yeah, I've been a bit slack, but yeah, I have filmed one and I finished editing that one yesterday. And I had it all edited and I had it all saved. And then watching it through before I upload, I'd actually, yeah, Walt sent some wonderful cards. It's nice to hear that, Jim. I'd actually put one video clip in the video twice. And it was something like a 5-minute clip. Oh yeah, this is brilliant. This is going to be a 20-minute video. Oh wow. But Arielle being blur, I'd put this video clip in twice. And it wasn't just consecutive, it was sort of, there was another video clip in between the two. I'd obviously hit duplicate. Walt sent that on the 15th, and I think it was the 15th when it arrived, so it was a month. But yeah, I'd had this clip in twice, and then, see, sometimes I sort of just skip ahead when I'm editing, and I don't know what happened. Somewhere in the editing process, I'd mistakenly hit duplicate on a clip. And so this one clip was in twice, and then having my final watch, where I watch everything through right thoroughly. Oh my goodness, I'm showing this card here from Walt twice. So I had to go back and, well, I deleted that from my file and right back to the start of editing where it's got your whole film, because unless I delete the film off the editing software, it's still there. So luckily I could just open it from there and take the offending bit out and then play around with the music clips that I'd put in, because I'd had one extra music clip put in because of the extra piece of film. And so, yeah, basically a re-edit, and I was planning to get it up Friday morning your time, about 3 AM this morning my time, but then after that, that was enough. Yeah, back to, that sounds interesting about the phone lines. Back in the days of landline, I guess. COVID cough. Oh dear, and I'm not 6 feet back from the camera either. But yeah, that's a long time ago. I haven't had landline. I had landline a couple of times when I was living in Thailand. Oh no, I'm fine, Karen. It's just It's a change of weather here. It's coming crazy and cold, and you know, the air here isn't really the cleanest. Oh yeah, I'm joking. I'm joking about the Wu flu, Jim. Actually, I haven't been anywhere to get the blasted Wu flu, so I'm pretty safe on that. There's nowhere to go here, Jim. You know, I refuse to go to a cafe and give them this QR or QI code or whatever you call it and give them all my details. And so I'll just pop down to the supermarket once or twice to get what I need. Yeah, Kung Flu. That's pretty much about it because there's nowhere else to go. I mean, you know, cafes, the library, they all want your details. And I refuse to give my details, so I just don't go. I don't want the blasted government here in my phone. Yeah, the virus is bad in some places. And probably mark my words, it'll be back here once the cold weather starts and, you know, in the fall and winter. I think we can be pretty sure of that, unfortunately. And I've got a big feeling that all this stuff is not going to stop it. It's just going to be like the usual flu, and it'll just eventually fizzle out like a bad flu year does, because it just seems to be how these things sort of really work. And yeah, I won't be going anywhere near the needle for that thing. I've heard some very interesting things about that needle, and I don't think it's all been upfront and honest about that thing, what it really involves and what it really is. And probably our best defense is to try and eat as much healthy stuff as we can, to get out in the fresh air and the sunshine whenever we can. And, you know, like our water, try and filter that out. All the nasties they put in the water doesn't help at all. And all the highly processed, yeah, I've heard some very bad side effects from it. And I'll be keeping away from it personally. You know, and it's not that I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm pro-choice on these things. It's up to the person, you know, whether they have it or they don't have it. I think everybody needs to make that decision for themselves and not to be forced into it. But yeah, I'll be giving it a hard pass. But we should talk of something nice and not all this stuff. Jim, it's a bit like what the Middle Ages. It was safer for them to drink beer than it was for them to drink water. Yeah. Because the brewing process killed any nasties that was in the water, so it was safer to drink beer than to drink water. And it could be a bit like that nowadays. It's certainly not safe to drink your water straight from the tap unless you probably got your own spring water or something like that. If you're on town water, it's best to filter it or to drink bottled water and hope the bottled water doesn't have something hidden in it. Oh, yes, so true, Karen, yeah. All the alcohol you drink kills all the bugs. Oh, yeah. So what is it? Wine is an antibiotic, is that right, Karen? Live in a health spa where the water's supposed to be superb. Yeah, but the big concern there, Jim, is like, you know, a lot of the chemicals and stuff that's been sprayed onto the ground eventually finds its way into the groundwater, so that's quite a concern too nowadays. So you're probably safer off with the amber liquid, Jim. So we got 4 watching and 6 thumbs up, so yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, what state are you in, Jim? I didn't. Poland. Jim's in Poland. I don't know if Poland's like Germany and has states. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like Jim's lived in quite a few different locations. He was in this state on the other side of Melbourne at the moment. I think about 30 years ago. Is that right, Jim? Oh yeah, Jim, true. The chemicals from animals, farm animals. Well, that can be a bit of concern too, because quite often farm animals these days are pumped full of antibiotics and hormones and goodness knows what. So, you know, that stuff coming out of the other end of the animals could be leaching into the groundwater too. But then you could be hoping that the ground sort of filters out that stuff enough. So who knows? And groundwater is probably far safer than the water that's collected from streams and dams and goodness knows what, where it hasn't filtered through the ground. And I guess probably, you know, a few others here probably asleep or busy making supper. Oh, Jim, I wish I could hear your voice to hear you say that, because I've got no hope in spelling that one out. Yeah, me either, yeah. For me, it just looks like a jumble of the alphabet. So I'll leave that one right alone. Best for Jim or Jim's wife to say that one. So another question, what's everybody been up to during the week? Oh yes, Jim, they have, you have states too, they're like counties in the UK. But yeah, it's funny, there's states in this country too. And the states in this country, since all this stuff started, have virtually acted like separate countries, and even restricting and sealing off borders so somebody from another state cannot enter that state, or so it's just been crazy. Oh yes, that's cool, Karen. Yeah, I see that you've got a couple more videos that I've got to catch up with. Trying to think, what was the last one that I saw? Oh, Kunchi Baru channel. Hello. Morning. Shoveling snow is about. Also, you're having a lot of snow at the moment, Jim. Not just a sprinkle. And that's really interesting, because a lot of the places have been saying that the snow level's not as much as other years. And like even last year, the snow levels weren't as much. But then like 3 years ago, everybody had a lot of snow. But yeah, I dumped on for the last 2 weeks. A lot of the last week here, I mean, Monday was 100 degrees or nearly 40 Celsius. And the rest of the week had been like 30s. And then yesterday, I think low 20s, and today under 20. Today is a fair bit cooler than what it has been for a fair while, so it's actually quite a bit of a nice respite to have the temperature drop away from the boiling levels. Also, it's not been cold there, Jim. 1 degree, so we're talking about 33, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that right, Jim? And it sort of sounds, yeah, sunny and 70. Wow. It sort of sounds amazing that your snow at +1 has been sticking, Jim. Because, yeah, often when you get sort of much above freezing, you know, even like refrigerator temperatures, the snow doesn't seem to stick. It might stick for a few hours and then it's melted. So I see we have 5 watching, so has there been anybody else new in? Yeah, you're due for a freeze though, Jim. Yeah, you probably are. If you're getting all this snow and then, yeah, you'll be due for a cold snap and have it like all ice over and be a bit harder to deal with. And me doing all this yapping, I think I'll need a cold drink too. So, one sec while I run to the fridge. Oh, you've only said snow about 3 times in your whole life, Karen. Yeah, I guess Southern California is not really the place for snow. Oh yeah. Yeah, it makes driving tough, Jim. Yeah, I do all this yapping and then I need a drink because yeah, my mouth and my throat gets a bit dry. And I'm not going to crack out the beer. Not at this stage, although I'm not sure if I have beer at the moment. I know I got some drinks the other day for some drink reviews, but I think I might have got ginger beer and some cider from memory. Might go and see what I've got sitting there. Yeah, whenever I go to the drink shop, I'm always seeing if there's something I've never tried before, just to keep things interesting. So I got this one to try sometime. I've never tried that. Only ever the Stone's green ginger wine or whatever you call it. I haven't tried that one. And I have that one to try, so could be quite interesting. Oh, that stuff. Bundaberg rum is not even fit to run a lawnmower on, that stuff. Yeah, apple cider, that one. Hard cider is called. Yeah, Jim, Bundaberg rum, no, I'd pour that one down the toilet. It's a shocker. I mean, if I'm going to drink rum, I think Bacardi is far nicer. But I'm not really a huge fan of rum. I'm more into like the liqueurs. I mean, there's an awful lot of really good beers. Your semi-sweet wines, your white and your rosé. I don't like. Yeah, not a huge rum fan. I don't like red wine at all, as in your Shiraz and that sort of stuff. The smell of that is really puts me off. Oh, you missed a ferry to Morton Island after a bottle of Bundy. Yeah, I could understand that. I don't mind, the things like fortified wines, like your port, your sherry, and that sort of thing. And I quite often cook with that. Some of your vodkas, gins, all those things can be really quite nice. Your whiskies can be quite nice. Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, I'll try a lot of things, but I don't really drink that much, if you know what I mean. I might have like one or two standard drinks in a week, and generally when I'm filming something for a beer review or a drink review of some type. Oh yes, all the red wine fans do say that Australian wine is brilliant, but I'm not a fan of red wine from anywhere. I just, the smell of it, and yeah, I don't like it. But at one stage I did have a housemate, and he was an alcoholic, and he drank red wine, and the cheapest red wine that you could buy in one of those big box things. And just the smell of the constant smell of this red wine has really ruined it for me, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, it was rather yucky, Karen, and so yeah, that ruined any thought of red wine for me, because the smell of it went right through the house, and it was just constant. You know, he'd spill the stuff everywhere, and so you'd have the stuff just smelling in the carpet, and the garage was stuck on the house, and he lived out in the garage and constantly drank out in the garage. And the garage being stuck on the house, the smell of it was just constantly coming into the house. And with the way that the tenancy laws are here, we couldn't kick him out, because he kept, you know, he'd pay the rent, so we just couldn't get rid of him until he finally decided to leave. From Scotland, you pretty much holds a garage key. Oh, so I've got to look who that. Oh, that was you, Jim, from Scotland. I knew that you came from the UK, Jim, but yeah, I didn't know if you were from Scotland or England or Wales. But yeah, it was rather awful, Karen. But yeah, I do realise that the Scots, they love a wee drinky. Wee is in, you know, the Scottish word wee for small. And yeah, the Scots love a little bit of whiskey from time to time, or probably daily. But whiskey's one of those things, I don't mind the smell of it. Same with the Irish. And it's one of those things, I mean, nothing smells worse. Oh yes, a wee dram, that's it, Jim, yes. Nothing smells worse than, you know, the carpet of a dive bar full of stale beer and stale goodness knows what. Nothing smells worse. And a lot of these places, you'd walk, I mean, I'd visited London, you'd walk across the carpet and your feet would stick to the carpet. And Jim could probably tell me about such places in London and probably most of the United Kingdom, where there was a few interesting bars. But yeah, you'd walk across the floor and your feet would physically stick to the carpet because it's been so much spilled drink. Yes, that's true, Karen. The smell from the carpet, yeah, it's so awful. And Wouldn't you love it how your feet would just stick? But yeah, all these experiences do make for some very funny stories now. Yeah, I wish I could hear your voice when you say that, Jim, because I've got no hope of pronouncing that one. Cheers to you. So, has anyone else got something interesting and stories about bars? Oh yes, Karen, but different languages are often all very different to each other, if you know what I mean. I speak some different languages also, Karen, but they're very different languages to the ones that Jim has shown me in the wording. For example, aku bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Melayu. Aku tinggal di Jakarta 18 tahun. And what I just said, Karen, was I speak Indonesian and Malay, and I lived in Jakarta for something like about 18 years. Yeah, thanks, Karen. But yeah, I lived in Jakarta a long, long, long time. And it's probably like Jim can speak Polish now because he's lived in Poland quite a long time. And it's often just a case of having to speak another language, and speaking it and being with the normal people is how you learn. Oh, hi there, you're back again, Hal and Harry. So you got supper all on the way? Oh, 20 years of Polish. Well, I was living in amongst, everybody, Karen, and oh, that's great, Hal and Harry. So, and, in Indonesia, different to Singapore, there's not really an awful lot of English speakers. And there's people who know English but prefer to speak Indonesian, which you could totally understand. So it's just more a matter of learning by doing. But yeah, I had a bit of a giggle at Jim when he said Polish, I guess. Is that a bit like the same level as Singlish, Jim? Singlish, well, you can't even call it Singapore English because it's a mixture of about 3 or 4 different languages in Singapore, which is the daily dialect. What's your favourite Indonesian word? Oh, I'd probably have to say Arielle blur. I often say blur. That's an Indonesian well, Southeast Asian term, basically. It's commonly said in Malaysia and Singapore as well. Blur, meaning dopey, sleepy, stupid, made a mistake, I don't know. There's no real direct translation to English. It's a mixture of about 10 or 20 different concepts all mixed in together. And so if I do something wrong or say something wrong while I'm filming, you'll often hear me say Arielle blur. And yeah, that's basically the reason and the meaning of that. But I have a few favourite words, and some which never make it onto my videos, which are cuss words, I guess you could say. So, okay, sometimes the odd cuss word's got to slip out at times, and have to quickly edit that out of a video. Because I do try to, I mean, not every one of my video is under 18s, but I do try to keep nearly all of my videos as being family friendly. You know, that somebody could show the kids or let the kids watch, you know, if they wish to learn about cooking. And sometimes a couple of my, oh yes, harmless joke, no, but even difficult for the, is that because there's so many syllables in that one, Jim? But often a couple of my videos that I've restricted have not been so much restricted because of the language, but more because some of the content is probably not a good idea for the kids to watch. You know, where I'm burning a mask, for example, with the spray can. That's probably not best for kids to watch. Yeah, that's interesting, Jim. So many syllables, yeah. But yeah, it's probably not best to teach the kids that a can of disinfectant makes an excellent blowtorch, for example. Because yeah, they can, especially if you don't know what you're doing with that, they can blow up in your hand while you're doing it. So best not to show the kids that trick. When I'm flaming something off in the pan, well, I do keep that one open, but that's one of those things when I'm flaming off alcohol in the pan that it's probably something that you do want to know what you're doing when you do it. And the biggest key or the biggest trick of that is to think of it like a campfire. Nothing combustible above and your fire well contained. I mean, don't have it in too small a pan where it can sort of bubble over and so spread the flame or anything. Keep your fire well contained when you're flaming off alcohol. Oh, yep. And that place name, actually, reminds me of the actual name of Bangkok. The actual name of Bangkok is Krong Thrap, a million syllables. And yeah, you'd have to Google it to know what it is exactly, or to see what it is exactly. I'm not fluent enough in Thai to even attempt to say that. And most people in Thailand won't say the whole name. They'll just say sometimes Bangkok, but more often Krung Thep, which is the name of Bangkok in Thailand. Oh yes, what's something called dinner? Yes, I understand, Karen. Well, thank you so much for dropping by. And I so appreciate you being here and watching. And I wish you a wonderful weekend to come. Yeah, bye, Karen. Thank you. Okay, so while a couple drop out to do a few things, and I'm sure there's probably a couple more going to drop in, I'll actually have a loo break in a minute. Yeah, I missed that, Jim. I must have a look at that. Oh yes, Jocelyn, on that last video, yes, so much starch. I used a lot of cornstarch in that one, Jocelyn. And that's pretty normal when you silk the meat, meaning putting the meat with whipped up egg white, bicarb soda and cornstarch. Of course, once your meat's done marinating, you will need more starch just to take up all that liquid. And yeah, that's normal for that kind of dish. And so much starch like that, well, it ends up that you don't. Oh no, MSG. No, that's something else that's added in. That's what I call umami. That's where the MSG comes in. I mean, I've got it here. It's just in a curry jar or whatever. But MSG, I don't know if you can see that. It looks like salt, but salt with a long grade. Instead of, you know, like a square or cube sort of crystal, it's a long crystal. And MSG, or umami, is basically monosodium glutamate, which is like a protein salt, I guess you could say. And I use about a quarter or a fifth of the amount of what a Chinese restaurant would use. Chinese takeout restaurants use a lot more of that. Yeah, you never seen MSG, weird, yeah. But yeah, basically it's like a long white crystal, and it's a type of salt, and of course is sodium. So yeah, give me 4 or 5 minutes. I'll have my quick bathroom break. I talk so much, so then I drink so much to stop my throat from drying out. Then I've got to go to the loo. Oh, what have I missed? I must have a look. Well, the reason why that would make your blood pressure go up is that MSG is sodium, salt. So yeah, that can be a thing for blood pressure for people who have high blood pressure, is to limit that ingredient like one would limit salt intake as well. Oh, the loo gem. In my day it was known as the dunny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with saying bathroom or loo, I think. And yeah, you probably know a lot more of the Australian slang than what I know, Jim, to tell you the truth. And I think different regions of this place has different slang, so it's sort of like one of those things. And probably like most countries, you know, different regions have different slang or everyday language. But yeah, monosodium glutamate, MSG, umami. If you have an issue with too much salt, you've really got to watch that one. And yeah, Thursday, I had to go and visit pathology for some more blood tests. That I'm sure everything will be okay with that one. But of course, you know, when I go and see the doctor, which I did do straight after that because it's the same clinic, blood pressure, oh, well, your blood pressure's normal. You don't have to worry about that. So yeah, that's, at least my blood pressure is in the normal range. But somebody with high blood pressure, yeah, I would really try and limit the salt. Yeah, a cool part of your life in a hot place that you miss with all your... Yeah, I could understand that. And of course, you're in this country too, Jim, in a very, very different time. You know, the days of Crocodile Dundee, and it was a whole much more innocent and open-minded and fun time than what the world is today. And I often say, oh, I wish I could go back to the 90s with, you know, how the world's changed. The 90s was so much more a fun and innocent time. And you'll often hear me say about, oh, I wish I had a time machine and could go back to the 90s. Yeah, a very long time ago. Yeah, you're talking 30 years ago. And the world has just changed so much in the last 30 years. (1982), so goodness me, that's 40 years ago, Jim. Yeah, very, very, very different. Such a different time, yeah. And yeah, this place is nothing like it would have been like back then. And sadly, I think this place has really changed for the worse. Like so much of the world, to tell you the truth, it's not changed for the better, it's changed for the worse, which is really sad. turning 16, wow. Oh, Florida Pirate, hi there. So nice to see you. Yes, thank you. I haven't seen you for ages, and I don't know if you've put anything up recently that I haven't got alerts for. I must have a look. I'm trying to think. The last video was you were with your Jeep in amongst all the other Jeeps, or it was a brilliant video, and I must have a look to see if you've got anything up recently, because yeah, I've definitely missed alerts, and the way alerts are now, 1582. Yeah, well, I was even younger than that, Hal and Harry. Oh yeah, you haven't had much time to put up any videos. Yeah, I understand that. And I'd love to see some more of your canoeing videos in amongst all the alligators and Everglades, and just absolutely brilliant. Or when you're cooking something as well on the grill, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I've started running a few more live streams, and one reason for doing that is to interact with everybody, and also if somebody could also run up a Florida Pirates channel link for me. And so whoever's watching, yeah, give him a watch and a like and a follow. It would be wonderful. But yeah, I've started running a few more live streams because, one, it's nice to interact with everybody. And another reason, yeah, working a lot of hours, yeah, I could understand that. And also to try and get my watch hours up. I mean, I've had over 1,000 subscribers now for 6 months or so, but my watch hours have not really gone up much and have been pretty low, so a few live streams sort of hopefully will help those watch hours along, and so that I could get over 4,000 watch hours and hopefully monetize my channel. Because that's a big hope for me, that if I could monetize my channel and get a lot more people watching, because the way the economics are nowadays in this place, everything's gone really pretty far south. Since, you know, all this stuff started, there's sort of a lot of businesses are closed or open reduced hours. Many people lost their jobs. Well, thank you, Jim. Yep, I could understand that. It was, you were saying it was 1 a.m. earlier. Thank you. Have a nice, well, for me, it's Saturday, well, 12:15 afternoon. So, yeah, have a great evening, Jim, or a great early morning. And also you, Dave, have a great evening. And thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. As I appreciate everybody who drops by here and says hello. And I don't know, Jocelyn, if you're still there, if you could please run the link for Florida Pirates channel. So someone who's watching later, because I will leave this one up as well. If they run the chat replay, they can always run or click on the links to go back to channels. And otherwise I'll have to run the link myself, which I've got my phone all tied up at the moment with filming, so a bit difficult for me to run a link. And it was really great. We saw Dustin of Bushcraft Tools drop by earlier as well, so that was really great to see him. I don't think I've seen wild edibles yet today, or Mike the Caveman, so they may well be dropping by here a little bit later. They're probably still a little bit busy cooking supper or what have you. And I haven't seen Jan yet from Simply Jan. Karen was here earlier, which was wonderful, from Karen in the Kitchen. And I've seen Hal and Harry on the Prairie, so wonderful to see him. But I know that it can be a bit hard for a lot of people to drop by on a Friday night live stream, because so many others are also running live streams at this time. But it does seem to be a Saturday morning, does seem to be the easiest time for me to run one. Maybe I should consider a Saturday night for something a bit different as well. I don't know what the rest of you think. A Saturday night live stream, would that work? Sunday morning for me. And the big thing is just trying to fit it in with everybody else's busy uploading their videos and running live streams on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Oh yes, Simply Jan. Yeah, I thought that might have been the case. I must look through my alerts, and if I've missed Simply Jan's live stream, I'll have to run it later on my other account. Because yeah, I'll often miss live streams, and then I'll run them later on my other account, or drop by on this main account and give them a full watch and a comment and a thumbs up. But, you know, I don't know about running live streams during the week. That can be a bit difficult for me to sort of do at times, so don't know what everybody thinks. And what's everybody think about like a Saturday night live stream? And of course, you know, if there's like about 5 or 10 different live streams running at the same time, it can be rather difficult too. And I'm thinking Walt is probably a bit busy still too. He did say he'd drop by if he could. Yeah, no problem there. Yeah, it's just a matter of when everybody else is running their live streams. And often somebody else is running a live stream that I'm wanting to watch too at the same time, so I can't sort of run a live stream and watch somebody else's at the same time, so something's got to give. And usually when something's got to give, it's my live stream, because I know everybody else will be watching the other live stream anyway, and the live stream that I want to watch. So what to do? But yeah, I don't think I'll be doing very much outside today. It's still pretty windy, raining on the odd occasion. Quite different weather to what we've had earlier in the week. Which I don't mind at all, because, yeah, you know, 90 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit gets a little bit much for me. And especially as I get older, it's getting harder and harder to take when it's sort of insanely hot. So we've got 3 watching at the moment, so I missed anybody, or is it 3 just waiting for somebody else to come in maybe too? Oh, and yet we've got another plane flying around out there. Always when I'm filming. Everybody's fallen asleep. Maybe time for me to put another coffee on. Or I might even get up, have a walk around and a stretch while I wait for somebody to come. Oh, we've got 4. So who have we got? Anybody? Don't be shy. Say hello. Yeah, it looks like 4, yeah. And I think probably 1 or 2 have sort of had to drop out to get some sleep. And there may even be somebody letting this run while they sleep, which is really helpful for my hours if they do that. And you know, somebody would run my live streams playlist at night while they sleep. That would really help me along. And I do have this other account where I'll often run other people's live streams if they need some watch hours at night while I sleep, just to help them along. And sometimes I've, you know, run their playlists on both devices, both accounts at the same time, just to try and double up watch hours for whoever needs some watch hours. And if anybody ever needs some watch hours, just ask. Because yeah, I do have another account that I can run a playlist to help somebody's watch hours along, just for somebody who needs a boost in watch hours. And probably if everybody done the same thing, it could probably help a lot of people with their watch hours. But everybody's so busy these days, I totally understand. So yeah, while everybody regroups, I'll stand up and I'll have a bit of a walk around and a stretch around, because this seat I'm sitting on does get a little bit hard after a while of sitting there. Yeah, Timber Hill, hi. Yeah, I do need a cushion. I know. It does get a bit hard sitting on this seat after a while. So, what time is it where you are, Timber Hill? And yeah, I'm okay for a Saturday early afternoon here. And I'm even debating the fact, do I need some more coffee? But yeah, this is basically my kitchen area, so I actually do my cooking in a very small area, if anybody's interested. And yeah, Timber Hill, I have been a bit slack this week, but then much of the week has been very hot here. But today is quite different. I think it's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit here now, so, and earlier in the week it was 100. And most of the week it's been like 90 or 100, so it's been a bit hot here. So today it's quite a fair bit easier to take. So yeah, while I'm waiting for some more people to come back, I might clear this aside a little bit and make myself another coffee. Definitely need more coffee on an early Sunday afternoon. So clearing a bit of a space for coffee. So that could be an interest for somebody. I'm just going to make this one a 3-in-1 coffee. And I use my coffee pot as a kettle, so I'll put this one on and get some water boiling. And putting some more filtered water in my coffee pot. As I'm on town water here, I always filter my water before I use it for drinking or cooking, or use bottled water, because this water here is filled up with so much fluoride and chlorine and goodness knows what. And I'm definitely of the opinion that those additives to our water are definitely a health hazard. And because I'm using a rather large cup, I'll use 2 of these sachets. And I do like real coffee too, but I'm a little bit lazy at the moment, so 3 in 1 will have to do. And I don't know if anybody's really interested to see me making coffee in real life, but it is what it is. And I do have another big packet of this one, so that's all good. So pouring 2 sachets into my cup because I like my coffee to be nice and strong, and it is a large cup. We'll just wait for that to boil and then I'll have some coffee on the go. This one, just your cola, no sugar, so yeah, no wine so early in the day. So waiting for my water to boil. And yeah, I think a good cup of coffee is much needed. And yeah, while I wait for this water to boil, does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask me? And yeah, one of these days when the weather's a little bit better and I can do a live stream outside again, maybe another mask burning. As a bit of a shout out to Tom, which, yeah, I haven't seen Tom today. He must be rather busy this evening. So my water's starting to heat up. It'll be at a boil very soon and I'll have my coffee, so all will be good there. Oh, boil and bubble, boil and bubble. Coffee's coming without any trouble. So, any questions, or is everybody just letting this run as you're doing something else, maybe making supper, eating supper, or sleeping. And it looks like we've got the water boiling. So switching that off. So just as simple as pouring some water into my coffee cup and giving that a good mix up. And I definitely need some milk in that, or it's too hot. I mean, I could put some plain water, but I prefer milk. And so, a quick and easy cup of coffee. And definitely while I'm up, I better go and get my power bank, just so this phone that I'm filming with doesn't run out of juice. And of course, one of the most useful items I have, a power bank. I'm so often needing it when I'm filming something. And I did charge this up today, so we have full bars of power, so that will definitely help things along. Oh, and I better get the right end for this. That might help. As, yeah, power bank. Yeah, I got this end, so we'll get this to juice up now. And so we shouldn't have any more power problems. Oh, good night. Good night, Hope for Life. Thank you, Jocelyn, for coming by. I so appreciate you coming by and watching. And I wish you a wonderful evening and sweet dreams. So I have another cup of coffee ready, so all good for me. Thank you, Hope for Life. Yeah, I'll probably be here a little while yet because there's nothing else to do. Oh dear, that coffee went down the wrong way. Anyway, such is life. So who else do we have here watching? And realistically, I'll run this live stream maybe another 30 minutes or so, just in the hope of somebody dropping by. Oh, and more planes, trains and automobiles outside. And often when I'm filming, even inside, they do drive me crazy. Every time when I go to film, and so many of you have said the same thing, you go to film and then there's somebody with a plane or a helicopter or whatever making a noise. But only when you're filming. Or one of the neighbours will decide to get out their weed whacker or get out their chainsaw or what have you. Or the neighbours' dogs will decide to bark. So, does anybody here have any questions they'd like to ask me? The coffee's still a little bit hot. I could have added a little bit more milk, but never mind. So, anybody awake or watching? Or is everybody just letting my live stream run, which is much appreciated also? Oh, no questions? No, or otherwise I'll let this run another five or 6 minutes and then I'll drop out if we don't have any questions. And what would everybody's thoughts be for a Saturday night live stream? If I decide to run one on Saturday nights, if Friday nights are a bit of a problem for everybody. Yes, no, maybe. So, any questions? No questions? And I'm just sitting here having a coffee while I wait. If anybody's going to come and say hello or ask me a question. And of course earlier we had Dustin from Bushcraft Tools. We've had Jocelyn of Hope for Life Walker. Hal and Harry on the Prairie. We had Dave from Florida Pirate drop by to say hello. We had Karen from Karen in the Kitchen. So a huge thank you to all of you. And I'm trying to think who else I've had here. But a huge, huge, huge thank you. Oh, disconnected and reconnected. Seems to do that. Much, much, much appreciation to everybody. So I see we've got four people viewing, so don't be shy. Say hello or ask me a question or give me a thumbs up or anything. Or yeah, otherwise I'll think about ending this live stream and moving on for the day. And if you haven't already done so, please do give me a thumbs up That's much appreciated and really helpful. So 5, please don't be shy and say hello. Otherwise, I'll consider ending this live stream for now and think about running another live stream next time. No questions, or somebody want to say hi? Or somebody want the link of their channel run? Okay, well, I'll shut this live stream off now as everybody's fallen asleep. I'll thank everybody who did drop by this live stream. I appreciate you so much. And I wish you all a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and a lovely day. Doctor, I'll say to you all, take care, God bless, and until next time, bye-bye.